recording broadcast I've been doing. Taking a break from Ark, and I bought so far it's pretty fun. I've had a lot of cool adventures with it. It's a game pretty much sci-fi space exploration, and you get to basically travel the galaxy, a real life galaxy with billions of planets, millions of solar systems, and each planet has its own unique fauna, flora, and yeah, this particular planet I'm on now is my home base planet. It is a paradise planet. As you can see, it has red grass, weird trees. You know, each planet is just crazy different. The idea of the game is to basically explore these places. You have a scanner. You can scan things. I've pretty much scanned everything here on my planet. I mean, right down to the bushes you can scan. Even this little flower right here, I can scan. And if it has never been discovered before, if you're in a new planet that no one else has been on, you get money instantly. See, here's a little, you even have little alien creatures. There's one there. You can scan him. He is a vegetarian. It's hard to target them when they're bouncing around like that, but I've already scanned him before, and you can even name your new discoveries. I named this one the Horned Canine. Kind of like a dog, just got horns and spines on him. There's a few other creatures here. They're not as common as in other planets. Just kind of moderate here. You occasionally run into them. You also have a spacesuit with inventory. You have a jetpack. You have life support system, because not every planet has air. You even have like element protection. Like this particular one protects from cold. There are planets that are extremely cold. Here's one for heat. Planets that are extremely hot. I even have, there's some planets that have radioactivity on them, protection from that, and toxins, just poisonous, all simply poison planets. But each one of these devices you have to charge. Like this one here, it takes, I use like iron, any kind of iron element to charge it up. But you have a scanner. You can scan the area, and these elements will show up, just like on the periodic table. See, over there's the yellow, that's the Zn, that's zinc on the periodic table. I can go there and collect zinc. Over there's plutonium, that's an isotope. You know, some things like engines on machines and stuff take plutonium or some sort of isotope to power them. But yeah, and you collect these resources, and you can also build things with them. You collect these resources with your multi-tool. Mine, I've got a pretty good one. I can mine with it. I can take the carbon right out of that tree. It sucks it up, and then I got 72 carbon. I can go over to this stone over here. Boom, pull the stone right out of it. Iron. And I got some emerald out of it, which is another element. Those guys there, they're called sentinels. They're on every planet. They pretty much guard the planet. If you destroy too much stuff, they get mad and come after you. So you kind of gotta like take things out a little bit at a time. or at least while their backs are turned. Like that one's moving away, so I can take this tree out. Bam. And he didn't come back. Alright, he's kept on going. But anyway, yeah, you collect these elements and these materials and you build things. You build your base. You can build vehicles. You can't build starships. You have to buy those. But you can build things to sell. And you find places to sell on planets. You can run around on foot to find these places. Scan around. But me and particularly I'm a little bit advanced here, so I have built me a vehicle. Weird looking creatures. I'll head over to it now. This is a recent update that went on. They added vehicles. You used to only be able to get around by foot or your spaceship. And yeah, that was no fun. That took forever. The jetpack to get over things. Sometimes you'll run into animals that are predatory and they will attack you. But on your suit, you do have a shield. It's kind of like a barrier around you that they have to get through first before you start taking physical damage. You can even recharge that shield before it goes down if you have the correct element on you to recharge it. This game is multiplayer. There are other players out there in the galaxy roaming around. One could show up, and then again, one you could probably never find one. I've found a few players' bases, and I've even ran into 2 players before. Now this is on a new next update. They're fixing a problem with the multiplayer. They're making it more, it's not really PvP, but it's going to be more co-op. You work together to explore places and go to new galaxies. Let's see what to do with my vehicle. There it is. This is my exocraft. There are 3 different types. This is the Jeep type. It's kind of like a medium-sized, not super fast, but it can carry more. There is a hovercraft, which is super fast, but it can't carry as much. And then there's a large vehicle that can carry a lot more than this, but it doesn't move as fast. So it kind of depends on what you want. And hop right in. And I can truck it right along. Yes, it has boosters to get around. And yes, there are places I can go. I can even take this thing right down into a cave. There's a cave entrance there, or at least a partial one. And the cool thing about this is, let's say I take this down in there. Oh, now I'm stuck. Can't get out. Even sometimes I make these lifts to where, oh, I am totally stuck. There's a cave down there. Oh, goodness. What do I do now? Well, easy. You jump out. Go down here. Boom. I can teleport it right out. Get back into it. So you never really get stuck in this game because of that feature. It's awesome. Also with this vehicle, you can fire. It has a gun. I can take out enemies like sentinels. There are more than just those little floaty things. There are 4-legged kind that run around. And they're 2-legged kind that look like those AT-ATs in Star Wars. And the bigger they are, the more powerful they are. So, I need guns on my weapon. I also have a gun on my thing here. I can switch to my bolt caster. And yes, I can shoot lasers out of it and kill things. Another cool feature on this is called the terrain manipulator. I can create terrain with it. Or I can take it away. I can dig a hole, a cave with it. Let's say it's like some planets, like I said, are toxic. They have toxic rains, and you'll start taking damage. Build yourself a cave, run right inside, and you'll be safe from it. Sweet. Sometimes you have to use that device to get yourself out of a cave if you get lost. That can happen too. I've dug myself up and out many times. There are structures here. There are other base, little like outposts and base you can find to go in to get nanites, which are a commodity here like money, but you use them actually for trade. There are also buildings like this. These are alien structures. And there are aliens here. You find these structures and these things here, or the aliens themselves, and they will teach you a word of their language. One word. And when you talk to them, if you know the word they're saying, it'll say it in English. Otherwise, it will be gibberish. You won't know what they're saying. There's another creature there. I call those, there's like space cows. That's what I call them. Male and female. Two males and a female over there. Get back in here. There are hostile planets to where the sentinels won't just float by you like they do here. They're actually the floating ones are more like scouts. Once they see you, they will call their friends, the bigger sentinels, to come after you, and you pretty much have to fight or flee. In this planet, the sentinels are docile, so they won't attack unless you start destroying stuff, which is pretty much goes for any planet. And wait, I can get up here. And boost. Alright, I'm back at home. Alright, this is my base. There it is. Yes, I built that. Every piece except for that bottom piece there. The only way you can build a base in this game, you have to find a plot. Which says, you know, habitable base, and it'll start out with that bottom piece, and then you build off of that. This is my geo bay. This is where I store my exocraft. He stays right there. This is a communication terminal. If anyone does find my base, as soon as you go near them, see it pops up on the screen whatever message you put in it. I put that message in there because that's when I built this base. So we'll go inside. I'll show you around. This is a saving device out here. I can save my game there. This is the habitat base interface. This is what you'll see when you first find this location to build a base. And right now it says rename base, but if it weren't already claimed by me, it would say claim base, which I've already claimed this one and started building on it. They also have these guys here. This is a Gek. He's an alien, kind of like a turtle reptile guy. But yeah, they're all over the place. But you talk to him and he will sell you. See, you see as he's talking, I can only see certain words. Start and help is the only two words in his language I know, at least in this sentence that he's saying. And he sells me blueprints of structure parts to build your base. And here they are. You got to buy, the money's called units. You save up your units, which up here you can see I've got 35 million, so, and I've got 726 nanite clusters. That's pretty much money in the game. Use that to buy things or trade. But all the parts, yeah, are here. You buy from this guy, which I've already bought them all. This thing here is a teleporter. As you're traveling around the galaxy, you find things you need to go back to your base. Well, each galaxy has a space station, and a space station has these in them, called a base terminus. You use these to instantly teleport from the space station to your base, no matter where you are in the galaxy. See, we gotta go up this ladder, because it's the only way to go. Alright, so here's the first level. I'll go up again in a minute, but first I'll take you over to this side. This is my bedroom. There's my double bed. It's my workstation, my desk, my weapons rack. And out here is my own personal launch pad where I keep my ship, where it's parked right now. This is my ship, the Blue Baron. Parked on my launch pad. I'll get to him in a minute. Let's go back in here into this level. I do have like a little observation area here, like a bubble. I can look out and around. Ships will circle your base. Here comes one now, because I do have a launch pad on the other side over here. Go the other way opposite my bedroom. This is where I have a galactic terminal. This is where you buy and sell things. So things I make here at my base, I can come here and sell them or buy things. That's how you buy and sell. Or unless you go up to an alien itself and buy and sell from it. Here's a guy landed at my pad. They come here. You can go up to their ship. Interact. It's another Gek. And yeah, he will sell you things. Blah blah. He will even sell you his ship if you want it. I can buy things from him. He can buy things from me. Or I can buy his ship if I like it enough. To buy their ships, here, go into it. You can see this is a hauler class. It has 38 storage slots. You use these slots to store things or put upgrades in, which looks like he's got a few phaser beam. See, he's got phase beam weapons here, and all starships have photon cannons, which are pretty much just plain lasers, and they have deflector shields, like what your suit has. Pulse engines, hyperdrive, and launch thrusters. Those all have to be charged to use. As you use them and travel, you have to keep putting fuel in them. All space starships, this is a hauler, have a class. C is the lowest, B is mid, A is upper class, that's what this one is, but the best is S class. So this one's not too bad. It's got damage plus 8%, shield plus 40, hyperdrive plus 20. So as you put on upgrades in these slots, which you buy from space stations, there are merchants in there which will sell ship upgrades. Put them on, all this stuff will go up higher. So you can increase stuff. It's just according to what you put on and how you want your ship to be. So I don't want this ship, so I'm declining. I just wanted to show you can interact with pretty much anything and everybody in this game. Let's see. in the back part here. Hello, what's up? Hey, spell check. Thanks for joining me. I'm just kind of showing off my base and recording this for some friends, trying to get them in here to play this with me. We'll see. But this is my farm in the back of the base. I've got a bunch of gamma weeds growing, along with some copyright flowers and frostwort. This will create what's called living glass. I use the frostwort to create the glass. I use these two plants to create liquid, or what's that stuff called? To go in here and find out, what is it? There it is, lubricant. Use copyright and gamma roots. 50 copyright and 400 gamma root. That's why I have more gamma root growing than copyright, because it takes a lot more. But yeah, and these are just big storage bins. I got another bunch of them up there. I store things that I get from across the galaxy. Also up here I have a dome grow bin, which I have more copyright and gamma root. Yeah, this is actually my third base spell check. The first two didn't work out too well. It was a hostile planet. Every time I go outside I get burned up. I mean, it was so radioactive. So I finally found this planet. It is it's a paradise planet. Highly recommended. There's no storms. You don't have to use your life support because there's air. Very good planets to build a base on. So anyways, that's pretty much my base. No one's found it yet because I just kind of built it a few days ago. But here's an outside view of it. I have 2 landing pads. So, yeah, I'm gonna keep my geobay over there. So I'm looking around, you can see the sky and the stars, and you see that planet. Yes, we can go to that planet, guys. You can go to more than just that planet. I'll hop in my ship here. As you can see, you can look around in your ship. This is a exotic class, S-class ship. Took me a while to find this baby, but I finally figured out how to find them. You got to go to wealthy star systems, and then go to places called trading posts, which have multiple landing pads around them, and you just wait around there for one to show up. But you can turn, it's totally maneuverable. You have normal thrusters, which make you can go pretty fast with. You have boosters, make you go even faster. Right up out into space. And you even have pulse engines, which I'm going to use to go to this space station. This is my system. I discovered this system. I named it Drannon Prime. I'll stop here about halfway. I'll turn around to the planet that we just left. You can see it shows where my base is on it. It'll even show the name of the planet, which I named Drannonica. You can scan the planet It'll tell you it's got aluminum, copper, iridium, and what exotic plant grows on it, which is star bulbs. Yes, there are asteroids, and if you're not in pulse drive, you can run into them. There are also freighters, starships. You can land on some of them, not all of them. There's a planet over there I named Dagobah. I named it that because it's a fungus planet, toxic. This is Tatooine. I named it that, well, because it's a desert planet. Not as deserty as that one, which I named Dune. That planet is very deserty and very hot. Cactus flesh on that one. And I think there's another one. There it is, yes. This one, it's a moon, which I named Aquarius because it's mostly water. It's a cool moon. This place has very rare materials in it, more than just the star bulb. It has things called aquaspheres in it, and what's the name of that other? Some sort of kelp you need to make rubber out of. And I think there's one more planet, if I can find it. That's a big asteroid, and that's the one planet left. It might be on the other side of that planet. Oh, there it is. Yeah, it's over there on the other side. That one I named Hoth. Well, as you can guess, because it's an ice planet, frozen. You can find frost crystals there. And that's all the planets I have in this system. I've discovered them all, I named them all, and you can do that too. There's nearby systems to mine that you can discover for yourself, name for yourself, move into. Hopefully there's a paradise planet to build a base, because I mean, you can build a base on these more inhospitable planets. It's just a little harder to survive. Okay, this is the space station. Each system has one. My system here is a Gek system, so it has a Gek space station. Don't worry, that exploding, it's not really exploding. It's all these freighters warping in. Those guys there just warped in. A whole fleet of them. Scared the hell out of me when I first seen it. I was like, what is exploding? Nope, it's just them warping in. Alright, now if I turn, okay, there shows you where the entrance to these space stations is. It's only on one side. There's a blue light coming out of it. There it is. You don't have to worry about flying directly in. Just kind of get close and a tractor beam will grab you and guide you in. And then you land. Boom. And other ships will come in here. They'll land too. Two places you can go in each station. You can go left or right in those doors up there. There's ramps in the back to get up to them. I'll show you this side first. I like to just jetpack up, screw going up the ramps. This side is where the terminus is, like what I showed you in my base. So this is no matter how far away you get in the galaxy. You go to a space station, go to one of these, you can get right back to your base instantly. And your ship comes with you. You don't leave your ship here. Also on the terminus side is the jobs guy. It's a Gek, like I said, it's a Gek station, so all the employees will be Gek. But you talk to this guy, and he has jobs for you. It's basically skipping by what he says, but he gives you missions from the different space guilds. Analyze fauna, collect nanite clusters. Even some places have you break into factories and stuff. And they do pay pretty well. You can either get money or rare materials. Yeah, I don't want nothing. I've got plenty of money. Down this hall, there are also these doors which are locked. You need a special key to have. And it's pretty much just a star mapping system that has to do with the story mode and the atlas. I won't get into that. I'll let you come into the game and discover that for yourself. Alright, so we go back out to the landing bay, and we'll go over here to the other side. See these ships? I can interact with every one of them. See, this is a shuttle. You go up to it, I can buy and sell just like I did at my base. You talk to them. If you like their ship, you can even buy it. Many different kinds of ships. These are shuttles in here. On this side, this is where pretty much the common area is. Usually find different aliens in here. Right now it looks like just a group of Geks. You can talk to them. They will sell you things. They will have you give them things. You can even request dialect help, which they will teach you a word. So, see, I just learned the word for culprit. One word at a time. You know how many words are in a language? Anyway, here's the other employee. This is the guy on every station who will sell you ship parts, upgrades. But you got to use nanite clusters to buy them. You can't use units. And it costs hundreds of nanites to buy some of these. The more rare they are, the more they cost. But this is how you upgrade your ship. There's also a terminal here. Like I said, at every one, you can buy and sell things here. If you happen to need and it's usually the same stuff. The more common stuff like plutonium, titanium, crystalline. You'll use those a lot. Iridium. And you can buy a lot of it. You'll also use suspension fluid, zinc, dynamic resonators used to build machines. It always sells those items. So these guys here, they change. You never know what they're gonna sell. Same thing with this back hallway. There's a locked door, which has to do with the Titan story mode and stuff, which I won't get into. That's another big conversation. And that is pretty much the space stations. So I'm gonna get back in my ship. Off. Alright. Now there's one more place I want to go. That's right up here. My freighter. Yes, you can buy your own freighter. No, they are not cheap. Wait, that's not my freighter. But that is a freighter you can get on. Where's my freighter? Need to follow these icons. There it is, down there. There's my freighter. Called the Galactica. They pretty much act like mobile space stations, and you can load them up to carry items as well. See, just like my starship, it has a few places I can store stuff, but I've got it mostly full of upgrades. Caught the tractor beam, I'll pull into a hangar. Or other ships can come in here and dock too. And the cool thing about having a freighter of your own is you can have more than one ship. This is the only way to have multiple ships. These are my other two ships. I've got another exotic right there and a hauler S-class. This baby here, S-class hauler, 39 slots. Lots of I mean, goodness, yeah. I mean, it's a hauler, so it doesn't do a lot of damage, but the shields are nice. And I can take that when I go and build things or need to collect a lot of resources. I take that. Otherwise, when I explore, I just take one of my exotics. This one here's new, so I kind of haven't got it upgraded yet. I just found it. Also, it's got just only a few slots. You can see it looks different. My other one has 20 slots. This one only has 16. But it looked really cool, so I had to have it. So if I find one that looks similar to it with better slots and a higher class, I'll trade it in. But until then, I'll just store it here on my freighter. Now we'll go upstairs into the freighter itself. Take you up to the cockpit. This is a cool place. You can even stand up here and look down into the bays. But has other aliens on it. This is a robotic race right there of aliens. I bought this starship in a in their system. So wherever you usually buy your freighter, it's going to be usually manned by that species. This is the captain. He works for me. See, I don't know much of their language. It's all gibberish. But I can tell, kind of, I guess, by the way he's standing, how he feels. I can transfer items from my ship to the freighter or leave. So, I can also get to all of my inventories in here. My exosuit, my starship, my multi-tool, exocraft, which is out of range because it's on the planet, and my freighter. You can also get a good look at your ships this way. It's a C-class freighter, just like the starships. They come in classes. I got a C-class because it was cheaper and I needed one. It's only got 15 slots, but it can hold 1,000 in each slot. A starship can only hold 500 in each slot, and your exosuit can only hold 250 in each slot. So, and I can get multiple ships. I wanted multiple ships. Not only that, there's another cool feature. This is where you go to move around. If I wanted to warp around. Here's the system I'm in. Drannon Prime. You can see in some of the... I'm actually at a hub. I went online and found a hub here. This is hub D1. A lot of people are here. I'll go to free mode and do a search. I'll scan the system and you'll see all the contacts pop up. Look at this. Each one of these stars I'm clicking on I can go to. There's black holes. Look at all the contacts showing up. There's a contact there. That means someone else has discovered that system. They might have a base on it. They might not. I don't know. I'd have to go to all of them to look. It's not even done loading them all in. There's a lot more than this. See, it's still loading them. They're all surrounding this hub. I put my base just a couple jumps away from it. I found this system. A wealthy system. And it had a paradise planet here to put my base. So that's why I took that. Before you go into them, it can even give you some information on the system. It's a Gex system, mining. The conflict level is intermittent, which is kind of medium, which means you might get attacked by pirates flying around in your ship. We'll back out of here. I'll get back to that galactic map here in a moment. What I wanted to first show you is the back part of the freighter. You can go down the steps there to get to the docking bays, but if you come back here in the back, you can construct yourself a mini base. Yes, I have built this base here too, and I have another farm here. This farm does not create living glass. I make circuit boards out of these. I can get over 1 million per circuit board. And if I harvest all this, I can make 3 circuit boards. So I can get 3 million a pop every, I think, 1 hour it takes for these. These take the longest to grow, these seleniums. Like about an hour. Them and these guys take an hour to grow. I didn't scan those yet. But yeah, you can even have a base on your freighter. Highly recommend freighters. I've even got storage compartments here on it. My own bedroom here too. All these stuff, you see, you can't really interact with them. It's all just decoration. Stuff you put up to, I mean, even that vent, that's decoration. This weapons rack, decoration. But it looks cool. Even the desk, I think you can interact with the chair. You can't sit down, but you can make it spin. I don't know. Maybe after the next update, when they improve the multiplayer and pretty much give your own character a look, you're supposed to be able to see your character, be able to control what he looks like, you know, like you can in most games. You can control their hair, their face, and all that. That's what's coming in the next update, and that's pretty much why I'm making this video for you guys. This is going to be a cool game, and this update's coming out mid-April. The multiplayer is going to improve. I will be able to see your character instead of just a floating orb, which is what it is now. If a character was to come here, land on my ship, and come up these steps, all I'd see is a ghostly floating orb. They can't shoot me. I can't shoot them. I can't even see them on their ship. I can see their base. If I find their base, that's it. Things they build, you can see. But other than that, you can't see their ship, them, their exocraft, nothing. I don't even know if they can see my freighter. That's a question at this point. Maybe they can just see my icon and me on my freighter. I don't know. But all that's due to improve is being fixed with the next update. So, your own ship, your own base, your own planets, your own systems, and we can explore it all. I can get into a space battle. You can attack those ships over there. They have these pods on the side. If you blow them up, you will get the materials out of them sucked right into your ship. Kind of like, you know, like I go after iron. This is a good way how I get iron. I blow up these asteroids. Boom. I just sucked up the iron. It's like just like your multi-tool. It'll automatically suck them up. You can even hit these bigger guys here, which have usually rarer materials. But like I said, I'm in my exotic, and it doesn't have much inventory face. Does not have any inventory, hardly at all. Just enough for me to store fuel in it is all I keep in it. That's what my hauler's for. You can get attacked by pirates, have space battles, you come into a system. There is an objective to the game on the galactic core. If you see in the distance, there's a bright light way in the distance. To the left of my screen, you can see it says galactic core light years, how far away I am. I am 664,000 light years away from the galactic core. A long way to go. Looks like the furthest I can jump with my ship is to this Viking system, which is in a developing economy. So I'm going to jump once so you guys can see what it looks like. Warp speed. It's a little shaky. But once we get there, it's a whole new system. Tells you the name of the system, and if it's been discovered, it says first contact. That means I'm the first one here of a player. So all of these are planets here are unknown. And scan them. It will tell me its default name, what kind of planet it is. This is tropical. Even though there are other ships around here, I'm still the first one here. That's one thing I don't get. Oh, there's another big green planet. What the hell is that? Also scanning, you can detect buildings on the surface. I detected a manufacturing facility on the surface of this planet. You can go into those, break into them, and steal blueprints. It's a way you can do it without buying them. There's the Viking space station. I'll land here so you can see another alien race. The Viking they're like warriors. They're no nonsense, I guess you could call them like Klingons of Star Trek, like a warrior race. See, there's one there, and they all kind of look different, even though this is a Viking, this is a Viking too. But they look a little different. I guess they're from different planets or something, but you can talk to them, and yeah, sometimes you'll actually get in a fight with them and stuff if you piss them off. And even the employees are Viking. So they all look different, but they're still the same race. It's the same with all of them, even the Gek. But by coming to a different system, like the one we left was Gek, this one is Viking, the ships will reflect that. See, this is a Viking fighter ship. You won't see these in a Gek system because you'll see Gek fighter ships. You'll see Gek, you know, shuttles. This is a Viking shuttle taking off. Viking hauler coming in. That's pretty cool. You can even scan it. Tell me it is a C-class hauler worth about 18 million. Not bad. This fighter it's a B-class fighter worth 5 million. Fighters are okay. They don't have a lot of slots, kind of like the exotics. But they have good maneuverability and good fighting capabilities. There's another fighter over there. That one's a C-class too. Boy, it's only worth 550,000. So, the lower they're worth, probably the lower slots they have. That's a B, worth 5 million. And if I scan mine, mine's an S rank exotic, worth 12 million. And it's mainly worth so much because it's an exotic. They're very rare, hard to find. So, that is pretty much it. The new update coming out, like I said, is supposed to be really cool. I mean, you guys can have your own systems. You guys can join mine. And it's easier to find each other now. I mean, I know once you look at this map, it is random. You never know where in this galaxy you're gonna spawn in. You could be on the opposite side of the galaxy from me when you start your game. But one cool thing about the latest update they did is they put these things called portals on each planet. And these portals have an address. I've got one on my... I write this address down. You find your portal on your planet. I give you the address to my portal, and you can come right to my planet using these portals. And from there, we can just travel together and explore and make our way to the center of this galaxy, which I still don't know what's here. The latest update, they did put something here. Before the update, it used to make a lot of people mad because I've seen videos of people who, when this game first came out, they spent months traveling to the center of this galaxy, and when they got here, there was nothing here. Only thing that happens is it resets the galaxy and you go to a whole new galaxy. A whole nother... I mean, God, look at all these stars. And each one of these stars could have 1 to 7 planets. And you see I'm clicking on each one, you know, they're just, anyway. Yes, and they're going to add more to the story mode. There is a story mode to this to follow, which you travel the stars doing it. That's a great game. I love it. I mean, it's so huge. And they're going to pay, like I said, a lot closer attention to multiplayer. They might make it to where you can PvP. I don't know. They haven't really gone into detail, but I do know there's going to be co-op, so we can work together or PvP. Maybe they'll have factions and like guilds, and if you know, you're friends and work together in co-op if you're in a guild or same faction. But if you're not, then you'd be in an enemy guild or enemy faction, and you can PvP with those people. That would be cool too. So... anyways, I hope you guys liked this video. I just wanted to show you the basic stuff and what I've been playing lately besides Ark. Had to take a break from that game, and I bought this one, and total different direction, I know, but I was in the mood for sci-fi and not fantasy, and this is some serious sci-fi here. So hit me up with a message. I will, like I said, I just moved to this new planet. I have to get the address to my portal still, but that'll be easy. I can do that piece of cake. It'll just take me to find the portal on my planet first and then go to it, and you can request it. You do have to get glyphs to activate the portals. There are 16 glyphs which you get from travelers. They're another alien race. They're pretty rare to run across of, and as far as I know, they're all dead. They're just holograms that can communicate with you, and they tell you where their gravesite is. You go to their gravesite, travel there, and you pull a glyph out of it. You need 16 of these to activate your portals. I did find an exploit. If you can find one traveler, and this is mainly for you, spell check, since you're here. If you find one traveler, talk to him. Ask him where they're from. It'll cost you 100 nanites. He will tell you the location of his grave. Go to his grave. Get the glyph. Set down a beacon. You can build beacons in this game. Put a beacon down near it. Go back to the space station or wherever it is you met the traveler. Talk to him again, but don't buy any nanites. Don't spend any. Just open up dialogue with him is all you may have to do, and then exit. And then go back to his grave site again, the very same one you left, which you now have a beacon at and know right where it's at. And you can get the next glyph. And then keep doing that over and over, running back and forth, back and forth. It may take you an hour to do all this back and forth, but you can get all 16 of them out of one grave site by doing that exploit. I did it. I got my first 3 from 3 different travelers until I learned about the exploit. Then I got the rest of them with one grave site. It does work. I did it. Yep, it's a very good one. You don't have to. Those guys are so rare to run across of. So, yeah. Thanks for joining me, Spellcheck. And you friends who are watching this, I know it's an hour-long video, but trust me, it's worth it. This is a great game, and it's only going to get better. So buy it, join us. Spellcheck, if you aren't a friend, send me a friend request. And yeah, let's play this game together. So thanks for joining me. I'm cutting this broadcast off. I'll see you guys in the stars.